year in review, my top 10, no, top 15 vinyl record scores of 2022. Stay tuned, you might be surprised what the top one is. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome again to another edition of Stevie's Vinyl Cupboard. In this episode I've got no heating, I've got a cold, I've got tissues, I've got a coffee. And so this video is year in review, my top 10 vinyl scores of 2022. If it looks like I'm reading it off the screen, stealing it wholeheartedly, I am, but I'm going to do year review, my top 15 vinyl scores of 2022 and do it a bit more quick fire. I'll give credit to the channel the Omaha Introvert, very nice lady, good taste, similar taste to me I think in some respects, and I'll put a link to her video I'm ripping off in the description. Okay, so I'll start off with, she was covering Tracy Thorn, I see, so I thought I'd start off in at number 15, Idlewild with Everything But the Girl. This was a good buy right back at the start of the year. I think it was only like £2 or £3, absolute bargain, so very pleased with that. Everything But the Girl, very well known. This next one, I think I'm going to just include it all as one take, and this was really expanding a lot of the punk stuff that I was listening to when I was very young but never actually bought. So let's start off proper, number 14, a pile of punk. So starting off from the image you'll recognise from the last video, Crass, Penis Envy. Never really see these, never see them at £10, so I was very pleased to get that. So that's Crass, Penis Envy. No, I haven't been to the sex shop, some of my friends. And then so that earlier this year I stumbled upon a bit of Clash, so I got the Clash original, you'll see that from the last video, and also London Calling. So that was only what was it, a tenner, and that was part of a deal as well, so it's absolute bargain. It's a shame they're priced so high these days, but it's good to get a bit of a Clash. Wasn't really that into the Clash at the time, I must admit, but it's nice to have that as part of your collection. And also, who couldn't resist? I did pay over the odds, got a bit of a deal earlier this year. Killing Joke, Follow the Leader. Is that Follow the, oh, what's this for? It's actually got Follow the Leaders on it, that's why I know it as that. Absolutely brilliant early album from Killing Joke, and I couldn't resist getting the Follow the Leaders 10-inch as well. So paid a bit for those, but that was quite a nice addition to my collection. Expanding a bit of punk. Also, going back to the new romantic era, there are things I've always sort of kept my eye out for, but never quite got them, then they all sort of rushed at once. So, what will be 15, 14 in at number 13, a bit of Japan. So I'll put these together. It's Japan Oil on Canvas. That's a double live LP. So, again, that's in a charity shop that rhymes with Moxfam. So that was a tenner, and also got that as part of a deal. I think that was 2 for a £5 or something. If you check back my earlier videos, I can't remember. Why don't you do it yourself? So that's Exercising Ghosts. That's double LP, and I also got this very cheaply from a record shop. Very pleased with this. David Sylvian, Brilliant Trees. Love this on CD. Didn't even realise it was on vinyl. So David Sylvian and a bit of Japan. So what's that? That's 13. And then we're talking, we'll do a bit of early 80s electro pop, if you want to call that. Now, I actually already have this, upstairs at Eric's, but it's just to prove a point by Yazoo. Members, the chap was formerly of Depeche Mode, went on to make Yazoo. Obviously, haven't done my research with the names, but absolutely love that. And got You and Me Both, the other Yazoo LP, for £3. So I was very chuffed about that. Was earlier on in the year, and then later in the year, I think this was a kind of like almost free. I was very chuffed to get this. This is a single, Don't Go, And this was originally, as you can see, £1.99, if you can see the label, from Subway Records. The chap was in a similar area in Bournemouth in Dorset. Subway Records was a very known record shop, so he bought it from there. I bought a lot of my stuff from there as well, so it's like a bit of history coming. So it's almost like felt a bit like coming back home. So that's Yazoo, and that's at number, what are we on now? 15, 14, 13, 12. So in at number 10, following on the 80s electro-pop, Depeche Mode, Construction Time Again. Now this was a cracking buy. Why? Because it was priced in the charity shop at £2.50, but I got a deal on them. I think it was 10, gave it me for 20 quid, so that's actually £2, and these are phenomenal. Okay, it's not the best copy, but it's still, you know, early LP Depeche Mode, very sought after, quite highly priced now. So to get one of those for £2, that was quite a bit of fun. This was even more a bit of fun. There's a story behind this, staying with early 80s electropop. Pet Shop Boys. Now this is their double LP compilation, Pet Shop Boys discography, the complete singles collection. A bit of a story here. If you notice, price £7.99, so that's eight quid. Actually saw this in another charity shop. I think it was £6.99. Came home, mulled about it. Pet Shop Boys. I thought, well, I really should pad out my electronic 80s pop. Quite like to have a clutch of that as sort of memories. Pet Shop Boys were at Glastonbury and did a great set. In fact, they were probably one of the better sets, probably if not the best set there, to be honest, apart from Paul McCartney. So yeah, went back to get it, saw it on Discogs, price ridiculous, £40–50. Bargain. So I thought I'll have that. Went back, gone. Where did I see it again? At a certain other place seller, priced up to £45, and it was the same one. So another shop and a seller had bought it and then priced it up. So I thought if I see another one, I'll get that one. So I saw another one, Pet Shop Boys. So what's that, number 10? Pet Shop Boys, the singles collection. Now, following on with the 80s, I have the best of Blondie, and I said to myself, well, I'd love a first couple of their albums, early albums. And so what did I get at the charity shop? £6, £7. So we've got Blondie, the classic Parallel Lines original copy, and we've got Blondie, Eat to the Beat original copy. And what are they? £6, £7. Absolute bargain. Sort of thing you'd probably see for a tenner, if not more. Great condition, so lovely to get those. So in at number 9 is Blondie, Eat to the Beat and Parallel Lines. Very chuffed with that. Next, I already have underrated group Matt Johnson from the 80s classic LP, underrated LP. But this I've got as part of 3. Why? So I've got The Soul Mining. Now I've already got a copy of this, but I thought I've got to have another copy because it's such a brilliant LP. And also got Infected, so limited edition of the Infected. Very pleased with this, but I got all 3. I decided to have UB40, first LP, Signing Off. Got all these for a tenner. So 3 for a tenner, saves him cleaning them. He just had them in. I've done that 3 or 4 times now, so very pleased with that. So that's a tenner. So that was in at number, was it 9 or 8? I've lost track. Next, sticking with early 80s electropop, Tears for Fears, 1985. So not 85, sorry. I've left the sticker on it. There you are, you can read it yourself. Tears for Fears, 1985, original. In a machine cleaned £8. Tears for Fears, The Hurting, comes with the original single Head Over Heels. So The Hurting, Head Over Heels. And I also bought a 12-inch Pale Shelter I've got other 7 inches of those. I think we might have something else, but those two, I thought they were good buys. Hang on, my computer's just turning itself up. I thought those were good buys. Right, so what else have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we into number 5 now? Right, okay, number 5. So that was number 6 then. Number 5. Right. Nope, number 6, I think. Number 6. Now I've already got this LP, Talk Talk, The Colour of Spring. Absolutely brilliant LP. And even though it's just a single 2 for a fiver, Talk Talk by Talk Talk, I had determined to get some more in the future. So watch this space. So I was very happy to get that, even though it's just a humble 12-inch. Very happy to get it. So there's lots more Talk Talk on Talk Talk coming. So that's number 6. Number 5, I was very happy to get, love the Smiths, love Morrissey. So I was very happy to get Viva Hate in immaculate condition at the charity shop. Now, paid for that, it was £13, £12.99, but never ever see it, and I was quite happy to get it. So that's number 5. Other records and LPs that I thought I should get with groups been to see, loved, but never got round to. Echo and the Bunnymen, Heaven Up There. I couldn't believe I didn't have this. I think that's got a promise on it, yeah. A Promise, absolutely fantastic, classic Echo and the Bunnymen. Let's put it there, Heaven Up There. And also got Echo and the Bunny Porcupine. I don't know, is that 3rd or 4th? For £5. So absolute gift. That, and that's got the cutter and the Back of Love. If you notice on my header, that's the single in my header. So always meant to get more Echo and the Bunnymen. Absolutely chuffed to get those at a cheap price. So next, coming in at number 3. So here we are, the top 3. Now, U2, I've seen it commenting. Actually, I think I've seen it commenting. I think it was on the Omaha Intro that's video, or it might have been somebody else. It's like, U2, where do you get into U2? Where do you get off? People stepping off the train, as it were. I remember going into town sometime when I think I was unemployed, go to the arcade on the pier in Bournemouth by the seaside and have a game of pinball. Sometimes I go to the cinema, and one day, excuse me, I'm going to need to blow my nose. Should edit it out, but couldn't be bothered. And I went to see U2's film Rattle and Hum. And I think for me that was the peak of U2, even though they did spectacular things after that. So number 3 is U2's double LP Rattle and Hum. Now I paid, I think it was just under £15 or £14 for this, but I was still very happy to get a copy. It was a little bit sort of blemished, so it gave it a sort of clean on the inside. Still needs a good clean, but record's been cleaned. Love that film, pinnacle for me of U2. So yeah, so coming in at number 3 is U2, and then shortly after that, I think it was a couple of months after that, stumbled across U2 Gloria. Now I've got the Joshua Tree and what's the other red one called? I forget. That's original pressing, and that was £5. So I was very pleased. So U2 Rattle and Hum and Gloria coming in at number 3. Very pleased about that. Now you might have thought this would be number 1, but at number 2 is Buys from Susie and the Banshees. Very happy to get Juju by Susie and the Banshees, and also The Scream. And if you see my video about that, my intentions of collecting them, and really what kick-started and put a tiger in the tank for collecting that was my number 2 favourite pick of the year was Nocturne, which is the live Susie and the Banshees, and on guitar was, you guessed it, Robert Smith of The Cure. So Nocturne is my number 2 favourite. It should be my number 1, but it was something that came up. But Nocturne, my number 2 favourite pick of the year vinyl score, and number 1. And it's an unusual number 1, I grant you. I've already got this, which is Le Mystery or Mystère de Voix Bulgarie, the mysterious voices of Bulgaria, on 4AD Records, which was very popular back in the 80s. So I got that, volume 2. I had it on tape. I loved it so much. But I never saw volume 1 until a few months ago, where I picked up volume 1. I couldn't believe now it's not necessarily a rare record, it's just I've never ever seen it. So yeah, so I was chuffed to pieces to get volume 1. I haven't played it yet, but I played volume 2 to death. So yes, Mysterious Voices of Bulgaria on 4AD Records. So there we are. Those are my top vinyl scores. Plenty of mistakes, of course. Maybe I'll do a video on mistakes. But thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Merry Christmas.